probably already time for NXT. If not, shit been started probably.
All right, what up, what up, what up? I said, you hear me? Hold on, no, it's your boy, Jose Inc. back for the well, it ain't first time in a minute, actually. I've been on the gaming side, but back for a while with the petty review. We told you we was coming back. When it was Rumble time, it was Rumble time. So now it's time for the boys. Like I said, I'm your boy, Jose. I'm here with the petty one. Tell the folks what's
What's
up, B.
happening? What's happening? What's happening?
And then if we got the petty one, we gotta have the Don Shine. What's good, bro?
Same shit, different day, man. Just out here eating.
I said you hear me, hold down. No.
That
So,
ass is.
I know you ain't talking about nobody eating. But anyways, we are here to
I don't think he
cover.
caught the joke, but it's all good.
I caught the joke.
I'm not literally eating, B. I know that might be hard for you to understand with your glorious ringtone.
Okay, so we got NXT Philadelphia, the Royal Rumble, and then we'll touch on, some of the little things like Raw and the mixed match and things that's happened since in between Clash and now and where we're at. Storylines we like, and y'all know how we get down. So,
Shit. You know what we forgot to do a petty review on was that Wrestle Kingdom 12.
oh yeah, shout out to Japan for the crazy ass Wrestle Kingdom 12 pay-per-view. If you didn't see it, find some way to go watch it. They got a bunch of crazy matches from a bunch of top players. Um, if I had to recommend any, obviously it would be the Alpha and Omega match. But if there was one better than that, in my personal opinion, you go check out that Young Bucks versus Roppongi 3K. Them boys tore the house down. I said you here. But the whole pay per view, go check that out if you want to. And now Jericho out there beating up on somebody else. Can't wait to see what he do with that. Hold on, though. All right, you back with us, B?
Yeah. I was listening to you. I was listening.
Okay.
I was
So
listening.
NXT Philadelphia.
Oh, can I
Which
have my honorable? Can I say my honorable entry though? You know, my mention that
yeah,
okay.
go
I
on, do
must
what you
say I
gotta
have to give
do.
out. I have to give a shout out to the announce team. And as irritating as that may sound, Stephanie McMahon for finally giving China her dues.
Oh yeah. Stephanie did give the shine a shout
Yes.
out. Like I ain't gonna get in trouble.
Although I know she may have got fined by her daddy, but it was still good to actually hear her finally get recognized. Although they didn't show her in the clips or whatever, but she was at
Hey,
least recognized. So
so,
I was
hey,
happy
you
about
can
that.
only ask for so much. Only gotta ask for so much.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. But yep, that was it.
Okay. So Philadelphia NXT. I see what you heard. You want to
Mm-hmm.
take us off the top, B, since that's kind of like you the flag bearer for the NXT brand.
No, you're the flag bearer for the NXT brand.
Hey,
Now
I rock with NXT.
he's the flag bearer for 205 Live.
I'm the 205 guy. I mean, I rocks with the NXT tough, but you was the one that told me to start watching NXT.
You're the one who says the NXT takeover pay-per-views are always better.
Which is true.
And NXT is where it's at. NXT is the
Yep,
one to
that is
watch.
true.
I mean, I know about the NXT, so we could talk about your girl, but she went at Philadelphia. She was after that. So we got to get through the pay-per-views
Oh, of
first.
course, I know that, but my boo was there though, and he tore the house down. Shout out
Oh
to
my god.
Valentine. Hey, boo.
God.
His
So
match with Ono
we're just gonna skip over
wonderful.
the first match.
Yeah, because I believe the first match was just a waste of time.
First
So
match,
disrespectful. So
Office of
disrespectful.
Pain versus the Undisputed Era. Correct?
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
That's right.
For the NXT
Shock
tag.
the system.
Yeah, NXT tag team titles. Me personally, they definitely shocked my system because it was ultimately the worst match of the night, and I was not expecting
Exactly.
that. I was not
The worst
expecting
match of
that
the whole damn weekend. It was
from
the worst match of the
them.
weekend.
Mm.
It really was. It was a terrible match.
Was
It
it
was
was
a
it worse
terrible
than the
match.
bar in Ambrose
Yes.
and Jason Jordan?
Yes. Yes,
It,
it was worse.
It was actually worse than fucking Jason Jordan versus no Usos. It was actually worse than that. And they botched the shit out of that match. But you know, whatever. We didn't get that far yet, but we will.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it was just. I don't know.
It was a
I
bad
don't know.
match.
It was a bad match.
It was
They're
a bad
starting.
match.
They're getting way too caught up on this "let's hurt people" thing. Like for somebody who tried to go PG and go away from and trying to make it as safe as possible. Everybody blowing out their ACLs every damn week at this point. If I see one more person attack a knee and then finish with a knee bar, like, bruh, is this a UFC? What happened to finishing moves?
They went out the door. Look at a damn armbar. I'm just saying.
Man, if I see one more armbar rear naked choke as a finisher,
You about to see a lot more of them once Ronda gets in there, but we'll get to that later.
And then they don't want.
God.
Oh God. And then they don't want you to. They don't want to talk about Benoit, but everybody doing the crossface. I don't care if they hit you at the neck, if they put the arm over their shoulder. That's Benoit, Chris Benoit. That's him. That's the crippler. That's the crossface. You modify it, cool. It's the crossface. It's the crippler.
You broke the cardinal rule. You said he who shall not be named. Didn't you know Chris Benoit is the Voldemort of pro wrestling?
Oh, well, damn it, I'm the Harry Potter nigga that said the name too accidentally, but I ain't.
Right. Alright, we're having too much fun. We're getting off track. Alright, I'll actually give a serious review of the first match since nobody else really wants to talk about it. So, Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain. I am not going to lie, Wikipedia lied to me on this, so you heard it here, YouTube. Wikipedia lied to me because Wikipedia said that motherfucker was a steel cage match, and I was so amped.
So,
And
I was wondering why you was so geek.
And I don't see no cage, and I'm just sitting there salty the rest of the night because of it. Like, it blew my whole night. It fucked up my whole vibe. I wanted that cage match so bad. But the match was garbage. Like, they really didn't do anything, and to be honest, they look the same to me, so my bad. I don't know if it was Akam or Razar, the one who was supposedly having the leg injury, but whichever one it was in the Authors of Pain, basically they targeted his leg and his knee, and basically like kept hitting him in the knee, doing knee bars, doing different submissions, doing dragon screws and shit like that to injure his knee. And they played on that angle because sure enough, when the finish comes around, you think Authors of Pain are about to win. They're about to do their little what is it called, the Super Collider power bomb.
Yeah, double
and
collider.
other dudes, and the fucking dude's leg gives out and he drops the dude instead of power bombing him, and that leads to the Undisputed Era getting the win and retaining their titles. So shock the system, all that jazz. It was a bad match. I know B might not agree, but it was honestly the worst match of the whole weekend. By far.
Agree to that.
Oh, sorry. Matt might argue, but to me, that was the worst match of the whole weekend. It was a 1-star match, and it somehow, for such a bad match, did you know that match was 15 minutes long? It was just a bad match, and it felt like it was dragging on forever because there was nothing going on. It was just... It was boring, and not that I can't appreciate technical wrestling if it's a good match, but this was technical wrestling just to basically waste time because it wasn't even a good match. So I hated the match. I really would have much rather preferred to see them in a cage, but it is what it is. So.
Oh my God, Steve on.
Alright, B, you need to tell people to shut the fuck up and stop bugging you.
Yeah, listen. I got
porcelain.
Okay, look. We're not gonna talk about knees, okay, porcelain? We're not gonna do that.
I'm talking about myself. It's my nickname, so fuck you.
So So, you know, I didn't actually give it a rating, but since I'm being nice, I'm gonna give it a 0.5.
You're being shit. You're being meaner than I am. I at least gave him a 1 star, but damn, a 0.5.
It doesn't deserve. It doesn't
Yeah,
deserve.
I mean, it was really like, I apologize for anyone who thinks we're being like mean, but we're not. The match was that fucking bad. Please, like, you can watch the rest of the pay-per-view, and it's a good pay-per-view. That match is gonna just like take you out of the moment entirely, because the match was just like, it felt completely out of place. Like, I don't even know. It was just a bad match and a waste of everyone's time. So
yeah, 1 star.
yeah. So all right, now that brings us to a certain someone's man crush.
Velvet.
Do you want to take lead?
So, you know, Velveteen versus Oh No. Great match. 2 botches, but great match. The first
2 botches.
I said 2 botches. Great, still was a great match. If you was watching, you really wouldn't be able to tell it was a botch, the first one, but it played off so well. Shut the fuck up!
I knew it was a botch. You knew it was a botch.
Yeah, I knew it was a botch.
Jose knew it was a botch. Everyone watching knew it was a botch.
So I said, for the people who doesn't really watch it, wouldn't know it was a botch.
The uninitiated. The uninitiated wouldn't be able to tell.
You probably wouldn't even tell, but it was 2 botches in the match. The probably miscarried and that bootleg ass Spike DDT, which was horrible. But, you know,
oh yeah, that's Spike DDT.
My boo did his little thing. Shout out to the DMV or whatever. You know, Velveteen did your thing. Oh no, I don't like how they doing you, bro. They doing you so cruddy. You've been there for too long and you have to get called up. I'm just sorry.
And if he get called up, he's just gonna be a punching bag.
If he get called up, he's gonna be a new Dolph Ziggler. Overall, I like the match.
New Dolph Ziggler? They would not give that man no title. You crazy.
No, he just be the guy to put other people over. Like basically what he's doing now.
I got you.
I gave it 4 stars out of 5.
Yeah, 4 stars. Yeah, okay. I mean, I gave it. I think that's the one I gave it 3.75 because of the botches. It was a great match. I like. I mean, oh no. First of all, the more I watch him, he's one of the people that grow on you. Because obviously, when you first see him, you're like, you don't look like the wrestler that they tell me to like. So as more I watch him more, I'm like, okay, dude got a little bit of, you know, he got a little bit of everything to him. So yeah, he definitely gets you over, put on good matches. But Velveteen, dude, he's the one that's growing on me. Dude, funny as hell. Like, the whole gimmick of him is funny as fuck to me. And
the modern day Goldust, that's all.
It's ridiculously entertaining to me.
Go.
Like, I like his swag. Like, when he gets it perfect, it's going to be... It's gonna fuck well, see. Okay, look. You can, every time we talk about people, we can't just assume that Vince gonna fuck him up. We know he probably is, but we can't just
exactly.
We can't, but we don't. So therefore, we don't have to say it. But when he perfects the character,
people that don't know it though.
He's gonna be dope. Like the whole little cut or that promo he cut, like his swag starting to get with the character more. He funny, like when he got on the top rope and didn't jump off and shit. It was name like, nah, y'all crazy. I ain't jumping out the ring like that. Like he really learning how to play the role of his person. So putting them two together, it was definitely a good. They definitely did their thing, and he getting better at selling to where I can't tell it's coming. So that's what's up.
He's an excellent seller. He's getting there. He's not the best at it, but you know, you can tell he's getting there.
Well, my only thing was an Aleister fight is I could tell when he was gonna do something. But once he but once he the pettiness of the title of the show always rears its head at some point. In the Aleister fight, I knew when Aleister was going to counter or when something else was going to happen. In this fight, you couldn't tell. It was more he's a lot more fluid now. So kudos to him.
This match is more like Rocky versus whoever. It's straight hand niggas. That's another thing I liked. I'm sorry.
To me,
Rocky.
the match was good. I definitely got to give credit to Ono for selling the fuck out of that punch that Velveteen threw in the first 2 seconds of the match.
Fight. Yeah, he.
That punch, yo, Cassius sold that motherfucker like he really got knocked out. It was
that
great.
Boy, his knees
But
he came back with his own and knocked that man's mouthpiece out.
Oh yeah,
he knocked that mouthpiece out like shit. But I got some respect for Ono. You know, I haven't seen a whole lot of him. This is only like my 3rd time seeing him in a match, really. But I got respect for him for a guy who really doesn't look like the stereotype of what a wrestler is supposed to look like. He's a good worker. He sells well. He has a decent amount of, you know, repertoire to go to for holds while also having some like interesting striking. Like, you don't really expect a guy that's like that big and, to be blunt, looks kind of out of shape to be doing like, you know, Muay Thai head kicks and fucking spinning back elbows and all this crazy shit that Ono be doing in matches. So he's entertaining to watch. I have some respect for him. Velveteen definitely looked better than the last time I saw him at a pay-per-view. Now I'll say in between there was that great match with Gargano, so that already kind of had my expectations a little bit higher than the last time I saw Velveteen. But I like what he does with his moveset. I think it's cool how he turned the Death Valley Driver into a unique thing by turning it into like a little cartwheel with it. I like his little DDT he does where it's like the Sister Abigail hold into a DDT. I like his even his finishing move. I mean, it's a little bit lackluster to just do another diving elbow drop like we haven't seen that before, but he makes it work. He makes it work. He's made it his own. It fits his character. The flamboyance, the, you know, almost like a prince type character. He makes it work. So I definitely enjoyed the match.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Right, basically, yeah. That's kind of how I feel about his character.
Dusk and Prince.
Right, exactly. So for me, because of the fact that there was 2 botches during the match, I gave it a 3.5. If it had not had those botches, it would probably have gotten a 4 from me.
Motherfucking suckers, y'all some straight assholes.
No, it's not. Okay, see, just because you like Velveteen and want him in and around your mouth doesn't mean that we can't.
It was a good match.
It was a good match, and I'm giving it a good rating. I'm just not saying it was.
So I guess just because I don't watch NXT every week, I just watch the pay-per-views. And I guess my expectations, it never fails me when it comes to certain superstars.
I don't think it's...
up there. So basically, his match with Ono was up there with Aleister Black, and that's the last person he fought at a pay-per-view.
So you think those matches were equally good?
Yes.
Alright, I think you're crazy on that one. I definitely think his match with Aleister Black was much better. That's the difference. So,
I hear you.
Yeah, I know you do, you fucking piece of shit.
I hear you. I'm a good piece of shit, but I hear you.
Anyway, alright, that's all I got to say about that match.
Yeah, moving on.
Oh god, the second worst match of the night.
What was it? I don't remember.
It was the women's championship match. Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler.
Definitely played Emma Greasy. They're giving her the Becky Lynch treatment right now. They gotta. If you can't be the Warrior Princess and have some MMA fighter from outside the sport come and stomping your arm in, which she did to one of the weaklings of the division that nobody even knows the girl's name if you don't really watch NXT. Like, I know their names, but
Dakota Kai
and Aaliyah. See, people,
that man's Kyrie.
She ain't tear up Kyrie. She only did it to those two before she did it to Ember.
That's what it was.
Yeah, she put her in once again a rear naked choke. So, but yeah, so I mean, you supposed to have the Warrior, especially like ain't y'all an anti-bullying campaign company? Like, how can you have the bully have any type of success like that? Like, she was supposed to go out there, and Ember was supposed to give her a little leeway in the beginning, and then tear her down, eclipse her out. Like, that was weak sauce. And then for y'all to put her, okay, I almost got ahead of myself.
Go ahead,
But
let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out.
for y'all to
Come
play
on.
the angle of her to tear her arm up and then put her in the Rumble with the janky call, like, come on, man. Like, sometimes I be wondering what's going on. Like, like, don't y'all is part of the same company, ain't y'all? Like, y'all do know, like, yeah, we about to tear her arm up. Well, we gonna put her in the Rumble. Well, maybe we should change it around so she don't run out with a whole goddamn arm of gall. Like, that was supposed to. She got her arm broke, but she got her arm full of galls. What is that going to do? She needs a splint or a cast from what you described in the match the night before. If not, she's not really that hurt. So I didn't understand what's going on. Look,
Whose man's is this?
all I know is
Fuck.
all I know is that match. I was expecting a lot more. And I mean, Shayna, she knows what to do as far as throwing punches and kicks and stuff. So even if she's not as good right now with her wrestling, to where they had to like showcase her as like, yeah, you're a good fighter. Which, okay, we got the point. UFC girl knows how to fight. We knew that already. I don't know. I just didn't like. I didn't like. I'm glad Ember won, but I didn't like the betrayal. I didn't like the story. It was corny.
You want to go next, B, or you want me to go next?
I mean, it was shitty to me. You know, I was highly disappointed. And then I was highly disappointed. And I gave it. Well, how many stars did you give it?
Me, I gave it 2 because she won.
Oh, okay. Well, I gave it a 1.5.
Okay, so
you over here complaining about me.
I gave it a
Petty
1.5. And that was just because, you know, I didn't like how they really did it. They could have played that angle so much better. Like, she could have got like disqualified or counted out and then came back in the ring and then try to, you know, stomp her arm in. That would have been a little bit more better, a little bit more understanding.
Something. She could have lost and then had a temper tantrum and did the shit like.
Instead of her countering you for the 1, 2, 3, for her to get to the ramp and then you get all mad and in your feelings. Bitch, you should have did all that. Your timing is horrible. But you know, Amber bitch to sleep. You gotta know how to take a sleeper hold for a little bit longer, bitch, because you did a horrible job. I said, bitch, you were just struggling, but now you just sleep like that. No, bitch, you did horrible. You're my girl, bitch, but you did a piss poor job. So I gave it a 1.5 mainly because how it ended.
Okay. Well,
go ahead, Sean.
I actually didn't mind this match. It wasn't a great match, but I didn't mind this match because I understood the bigger narrative at play with the match and why it went the way it did. So, the narrative being, Shayna Baszler is basically the female Brock Lesnar in this situation. So, it was meant to put her over and make her look dominant in every way, shape, and form, the same way Asuka used to look dominant over everyone she faced. But the only difference was they kept Ember Moon the champion just to save her face, so to speak, in the situation. So now she'll keep the belt until the next pay-per-view probably, and then she'll probably end up dropping it to Shayna at the next pay-per-view or whatever. But so I understood the bigger narrative. I do agree if she was going to attack her after she'd lost, she probably could have done it with a little bit more urgency than waiting like a literal 5 minutes afterwards to then randomly try to jump up on Ember Moon's back and put her in a chokehold. But Shayna's pretty green still, so timing might not be, you know, her strong suit right now.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
So I do agree that if nothing else, the fact that they keep having injuries come up in matches is getting redundant, repetitive, whatever word you want to use, is getting damn annoying. Like, how many matches are we going to see that focus on, quote unquote, the person is injured, they can't work at their normal rate? Like, if it's not an arm injury, it's a leg injury. If it's not a leg injury, we got Mrs. Jordan getting fake concussions because he's really hurt in real life.
Watch your mouth.
You know, I mean, it's just so... I can only take like when we have enough people going out with real injuries like Paige.
Right.
It's annoying when they put fake injuries into the storyline as a reason for why people lose matches. That's just how I feel. So, they could have done it. They could have made Shayna look dominant without having a quote fake injury in the storyline. That was my only real issue. They could have just
beat her. If she was gonna beat her up and then Ember figure out a way to win, then cool. But
right, exactly.
But yeah, the break like, oh, I broke your arm, but I still couldn't make you tap. Like,
right. I mean, they could have had her. They could have had her put her in the little chokehold she does, but have Ember find a way to get to the ropes or whatever. And then she tries to mount some offense and have Shayna put her back in the chokehold, do that 2 or 3 times, and then eventually Ember gets out of it and, finally finds a way to somehow hit the Eclipse for the win. And that still would have told the same narrative without relying on a dumbass fake injury to tell the story for you.
Right.
So, but because the match was a little stale and boring and not exact. It was a little stale. It was a little stale. It was a little stale. I'm not gonna say it was the worst match I've ever seen.
No, it's not the worst match I've ever seen, but the whole match was a fucking armbar.
Yeah.
Basically. It was stale. Okay, I said it was stale. God damn it, B. I didn't say it was a good match. So because of that, I gave it a 2 stars because I definitely think they could have done better, but. Like I said, I did understand the bigger narrative at play with the actual match, so.
Which is still, and see, even then, it's a shitty narrative on the sense of unless Ember's going to move up, I don't like the fact that they move her in as champion right away, because ain't that what TNA did that dropped them, was bringing in new talent and washing out their current talent? Shit, that's what WPW did. Like, I don't like when you just instantly go, like, I don't say not give them the title, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's like, I hate when somebody comes in and then right away, it's like, oh, yeah, put the belt on them. They came from the outside.
I think it depends. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, I mean, like an AJ Styles type person,
there's
okay.
A big, right, exactly. There's a big difference between.
But even cats like AJ and them still didn't come in, and his first match was at a pay-per-view for a belt. You feel me? Like
his first match was the Royal Rumble, and then he fought John Cena in the. He fought John Cena when John Cena was doing the U.S. title challenge, but
so that was 2 things he had to do before he got to the big belt. Her first match was for the big belt.
Right. Which I agree with you there. I agree with you. Now I'll say, if Shayna Baszler was another more recognizable wrestler. What up, PJ? Was a more recognizable wrestler, it might be a little bit more forgivable because, like, for example, if Shayna was Asuka, who came in already having won championships in Japan, having a reputation and all these things, I could understand if they had given, say, Asuka an immediate title shot when she got signed, which they didn't even do that.
Anime baby mama.
Oh my god, I cannot with you, PJ. So I think it depends on the situation. Like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. When you get someone like that, it's a little bit different than bringing in Shayna Baszler, who doesn't really outside of the fact that she is a real MMA fighter. She doesn't have the training of a wrestler. She doesn't have that name recognition or anything like that.
Yeah,
this nigga do not fuck with me right now.
That's what I mean. Like,
he's not yours.
Bringing in like the nobodies and having it to where
he said I'm a butt.
They can match up with your top dogs already, and it just make it seem like what's the point?
What'd he say?
Unless Ember's about to be up out, but even then, you still got Nikki and Peyton, other people.
Right. Billy Kay, you got Kyrie, who won your Mae Young Classic. You got my girl Nikki, who you know how I feel about her. You definitely have other people available that you easily could have given the rub to, if you were, especially if you're going to have Ember Moon keep the belt, put over one of those people and have them have a good match with her and still lose. I mean, I think Nikki Cross gained more from losing a last man standing match against Asuka than she would have from beating a lesser opponent for the title, you know?
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, but on to bigger and better matches. Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, baby, in an Extreme Rules match. So this match was just a really good match. Like, I'm not gonna say it was the best match of the night, but it was really entertaining. You had a ton of creative spots because it was Extreme Rules, so they were able to incorporate weapons.
You're telling me why? 'Cause you want me to come in?
This man's so disrespectful on the mic right now. So you got the high action, creative spots with the tables, ladders, chairs, everything, kendo sticks. I will say Adam Cole either sold the fuck out of that match or really was injured, because there were parts where it looked like this man was actually having muscle spasms in his back. So he's either the best seller of all time, or the man actually did have some real injuries going on during the bumps he had to take. Definitely one of the cool parts of the match was that they set up this kind of rivalry between Sanity and Undisputed Era again, with them coming out to interfere in the match after the Undisputed Era came out to interfere and start beating up on Aleister. Then Sanity came out and made the, like, quote-unquote face save by helping out Aleister Black. Yeah. And seeing the Vikings' crazy ass jump through the ropes for a suicide dive with that big ass Leonidas like bearskin coat on was awesome.
The Viking, that's the God of War right there.
Right, literally like Kratos like shit. So it was just an awesome match. It was very entertaining. Definitely helped to get over the previous match, which was boring. It really kind of injected some life back into the crowd, which is always a good thing when you have a pay-per-view. Probably the craziest spot of the match, I would say, was probably when Adam Cole got fucking flung up into that ladder off of like a power bomb. And it, like, he just took it awkwardly. I think that's where he might have really gotten hurt if he is really injured, because you could just see when he landed on the ladder, it didn't look like he took the bump correctly. It looked like he landed awkwardly, so that might have injured him. But that was crazy, seeing him go through the tables when, I mean, the only thing I can complain about this match, which B will attest to because, you know, we were watching it together on mic, I was so disappointed when Aleister Black threw the chair in Adam Cole's hand up on the turnbuckle.
No, that was flip-flop. Flip-flop. Cole threw it to Aleister.
Flip-flopped? Was it Cole that flew it to Aleister?
Because Aleister fell out onto the tables.
Yeah, I was so disappointed he didn't do a Van Daminator with the chair. I'd wanted it so bad, and when they brought like 6 chairs into the ring, I was like, if I don't see a Van Daminator when they're in Philly, I'm rioting. And sure enough, they didn't do it. I was so disappointed they didn't do a Van Daminator while they were there, but it's a small complaint because the match was still really enjoyable. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 for my rating. And Aleister Black won the match. I guess I didn't say that already, but yeah. So it was a great match. Definitely one of the more entertaining matches of the whole weekend. So
yeah, I personally thought it was the best match of the pay-per-view. No disrespect to the next one, but
we'll agree to disagree on that one.
And when he slammed them on the damn chairs, spine first, I was like, "Oh my goodness, you going nuts!" And there was another spot. I don't know. Yeah, did you give the rating?
Do what?
Your rating?
Oh yeah, 4. Oh, okay. 4 stars.
What's the name? There was another spot in between those two that he did something on his back too, and I'm like, man, y'all niggas is going hard right now.
when he put him through the announcer's table.
Yeah, like, and then for my dude to still show up to the Rumble, like, yeah, props to them. That was Faux Styles.
A pleasure to have you along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen.
Baby.
This crowd is almost as fired up as we are to get this party
London,
started.
stop it, girl.
Almost.
Well, I genuinely liked the match. I have nothing bad to say about the match
so
whatsoever.
don't touch that remote.
Great spots. I wasn't expecting no Van Daminator, although they was in Philly. I was not expecting it. Just being honest.
We've waited long enough. Let's get this thing started. Next up,
my favorite part of the
action.
match was when Adam Black put him. Aleister Black put him through the 2 chairs. I mean, that was like an OMG moment of the year for me so far. Yeah, I gave the match a 4.2.
Really?
We out here giving .2s now.
Here we go.
Okay.
So they was just
with the pettiness, right there.
Okay, so what was the next one? Was that the main event?
The main event.
Yeah, the next is the main event.
See, the main event was definitely dope. Johnny had already won me over a little bit ago, so I knew he was going to come out balling.
Against the club.
I can't say I was particularly surprised that Andrade won. Because like I said the other day, when I seen Johnny holding the belt on NXT, I'm like, the underdogs usually don't get to do that if they're going to win. So I pretty much took that, like, yeah, he probably going to lose. But it honestly, like, after the McIntyre fight, I was like, this dude weak sauce. I don't want him with the belt. I mean, it ain't like he my favorite person now, but I definitely respect dude now. He definitely got the chops to be the champion of NXT. He came out and he was in the Rumble for a nice little minute too. He came in 7 and he was hanging for a nice little minute. So I mean, he definitely, this is a real raise your stock weekend for him in my eyes. The match itself, I mean, him proving what he can do and Johnny doing what he does. It was a good ass match. I mean, me personally, I like Carnage. That's why I take the match before compared to this one, but I got what I expected because I knew what Johnny could do, and then him being when he came out with the mask, it kind of just was like, oh, okay, so he's going to do a lot of lucha shit, and he's going to kind of prove what he can really do technically, which he did. So they gave us a lot of good spots that you don't get to see nowadays for real, unless you're watching 205. Plug. But nonetheless, that I gave what's name the fault. They did have the dope ass falses though. The falses was keeping me like, oh man, okay, maybe I don't know who's going to win at this point. So I give them the 4 stars too. I probably would have given him a 5 if he would have did the moonsault on to Johnny through the table through the announcer thing. Then I'd have had to give him like, oh yeah, fuck it. But wasn't no Carnage all like that. So. Both styles, but you did your thing, Andrade, and your little bitch is bad, so more power to you. And she, even though he can't talk, now I don't feel like she's the main attraction. I do feel like he's the wrestler and not just the manager's tag along.
Okay, well, I have nothing really bad to say about that match, just because the week before, well, that Wednesday before, I did watch him and my boo, and they put on one hell of a match, so I had high expectations going in, but I did want him to win. I'm not gonna lie, I did want him to win.
The following 6-man contest,
but he didn't, and life moved on, so yeah.
Introducing first. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 203 pounds,
4.2.
the International Wrestling Grand Prix.
Can't stand your ass right now.
Oh my god. Okay. So Sean.
Kenny Omega.
Here we go. This is the match.
All right, well, y'all know how I get down. I'm all about the technical wrestling. Always have been, always will be. So to me, this was the best match of the night because it was really just like a lot of technical wrestling, a lot of back and forth. Like you said, Matt, a bunch of false finishes. It was just a damn good match. And We also got some little side factor with Zelina Vega trying to interfere a couple times and costing Johnny the match a couple times.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
third time
I
she
forgot
tried to
about
come
that
out,
part.
and my girl Candace came out the crowd and was like, "Bitch, don't touch my mans again," and started fucking her up, and it was great. So I was happy I got to see her. Shout out to Mrs. Gargano, you're beautiful, and yeah, you're awesome. I love you. So yeah.
Pipe the
Yeah,
bite.
Mrs. Gargano did the damn thing on that one, man, and it was really.
Weighing in at
Why is she a whore? Because she's married to another wrestler.
Hey, he calling you a
I'm a
whore.
fucking whore. Why am I a whore?
Steal the show, guys.
Yeah,
And I think you could go so far as to say it has
I mean, whatever, Mr.
candidate.
Man, shut up over there. You pop a boner every 2 matches over here, Mr. Velveteen and Aleister Black. So,
Ma'am, I do no such thing.
yeah, you fool of shit.
You
But
are not the
anyway,
one.
so Mrs. Gargano was a nice little plug to show that she's, you know, re-signed with the company. So, you know, she's actually back on NXT full time, I guess now. But yeah, it was a good match.
Speaking of such,
Definitely lots of action back and forth with all the crazy, you know, high impact false finishes. You know, you really, for a while there, it was really like, I really thought Gargano was going to win, and I wanted Gargano to win. I mean, I kind of knew he wasn't going to win, but I wanted him to win. But you really couldn't tell. They did a good job of hiding what the final decision was going to be for a while, so that was nice. Definitely, as you said, Jose, more respect for Andrade Almas, because I, like you, didn't think very much of the guy after the Drew McIntyre match, which I actually openly thought McIntyre was supposed to keep the belt, and the only reason they had to change hands was because he got injured during the damn match. So I really didn't think a lot of Almas at all, but he did a good job in this match. He did a lot of cool moves, a lot of good spots, sold well for Gargano. I mean, they both kind of, for lack of a better term, put each other over in this match. Not that Gargano wasn't over, because I think a lot of people already liked him, but just like gave it that extra nudge. But definitely Almas, this match was kind of to put him over and make him look like a real strong champion and not just a paper champion, as they say. So definitely puts over Johnny Gargano's resilience, that like this motherfucker literally wouldn't say die. Like, it took everything in the kitchen sink to actually get him down for the 3 count, which is always a good thing to see when you have an underdog. So it was just a really enjoyable match. Yeah, I gave it a 4.5. Definitely exciting. Definitely interested to see where they go from here with Gargano's storyline. So hopefully they keep him relevant.
You wasn't paying attention?
Well, I mean, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Really?
I was waiting for somebody. I was waiting for nobody to say it.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it to the match itself, but after the match, yes, Tyson Ciampa, or whatever the hell his name is, his old partner from DIY. Yeah, he came out and he cracked Gargano with the crutches in the back of the head. So that's probably the next angle for him, is getting in a feud with him again.
Which that match is going to be crazy.
Yeah, because the Cruiserweight Classic was a good match.
It was never an angle because he got injured.
Right, because he got injured. So yeah, that'll be an interesting angle to do. So. And that is the end of NXT for the evening.
So now,
on to the big match.
To the big boys.
Are we going through the pre-show? I guess we have to, right?
Do we?
I think we kind of have to.
I honestly don't really remember much.
I'll go through it real quick.
I fell asleep on the Bobby Roode match. My bad, Bobby.
Alright. It won't be long. It won't be long. I know you're used to minutes. Okay. Callisto, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado versus TJP, Drew Gulak, and Jack Gallagher. It was an okay match. It was an okay match, honestly. It was. I mean, it was a pre-show match. It wasn't very long. I gave it a 2.5 stars. It did its job of getting the crowd into the match. The problem was they had it on so early that there was literally like 30 people in the crowd at the time they were wrestling, so I kind of felt bad for them. But you know, the luchadors did their luchador thing of like doing all the crazy, you know, walking on the ropes and doing like head scissors, springboards and shit like that. So it was entertaining, you know, for what it was. And I think they're called the Lucha Souls or something like that. Right, yes, Lucha Spirit, that's what they call themselves because they're all luchadors. So they ended up winning. Second match, which was probably the only important match of the pre-show, was the Revival versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Yeah, I remember that match. That was actually a good match.
Yeah, I actually liked the match. I gave it a 3 stars. It sets up probably a longer-term feud between the two tag teams, which is good because Gallows and Anderson, I like them as heels, but every once in a while it's nice to just see two heels go at it and not really have a clearly defined face, and that's what this was kind of played out as. So, and they're both very good tag teams, so it's always good to see like the real tag teams going at it and doing old school tag team wrestling, which is nice. Third match, as Jose already said, he fell asleep because it was so damn boring. Bobby Roode defends his championship over Mojo. Yeah,
oh god, it really was Mojo?
It was Mojo.
Okay, yeah, so that's why I fell asleep, hopefully.
He's not getting
the match was boring
so I didn't have to see that damn running forward.
The match was so boring. Like, I put down 2 stars. I honestly, if I rewatched it, I'd probably give it even less than that. But I was generous and said 2 stars because the glorious one was in the match, and so that alone warranted 2 stars. So there's your whole pre-show rundown. There really wasn't a lot to it, folks. You didn't miss out on much if you didn't see it. Which brings us to the actual pay-per-view. First match, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match.
And he's heading back in.
Who wants to take lead?
And here comes
I didn't like it. I mean, I gave it a 2. That's all I'm going to say about that match. I mean, it's going to need me to go on.
I think it's safe to say that the
you're just a hater.
Why I gotta be a hater?
The same reason I'm apparently a whore.
Exactly what his partners are thinking
right now. I can agree with that. Okay.
His ego's clearly taking a hit here, but that's okay. His gigantic ego
I
can afford to
say
take a few bruises.
I gave it 3. It was decent.
Nothing like a few
I don't know if I was just, I knew they weren't going to win.
He's taking a long time to get up, guys.
That is just not going to happen. There wasn't going to be no 2 champions. But at the same time, I thought we were going to get some time, like where they're eventually going now with them going at it. I thought something along those lines were going to happen during the match. Like I thought they were going to fall out in the middle of the match or something like that. I mean, they had I guess it had its moments. It was just an average match. It had good players in it, but I don't know, maybe they just didn't. I guess I definitely was expecting more to have all of them in it.
You acting totally different now. Okay. I don't see it. I don't see what y'all see. I didn't see it. I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it just was for them to be in it. Like if it wasn't those 3 names in the match, then it would have been a different. You would have been like, okay, I see y'all. But because it was AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, and then you throw Sami Zayn in there too, and then it's handicap as well. I don't know. I just expected more. Like for them to be like mischievous and all that. I didn't see that. But the moves, they were good moves. You know what I'm saying? But like, there was no story to it, I guess. Right? It was just kind of y'all out there popping some moves.
Y'all out there just wrestling just because.
Right? Yeah, y'all just out there just wrestling. Which, yeah, basically, like we didn't really have an angle for y'all in the first place, so we just go out there and put on the show because y'all good wrestlers.
And y'all just go out there and do what y'all do.
That's what I got from them too. But their caliber of performance though, as far as what they did. I can't knock it. You know what I'm saying?
He's in a tough spot here, Corey. And if he doesn't get up, it's going to get a lot tougher.
You know, like you said.
This capacity crowd starting to sense the end is near, and I don't disagree. The six-man tag team match certainly seems to be
Am I the only person who actually liked this match?
He certainly seems to be the weak link of this three-man team.
Jose said he liked it, but it just could have been more.
And I've never seen
I just was expecting more.
He's taking.
Well, I like the match. I thought it was a good match. You know what? You're so goddamn petty.
Reasons.
Yeah, I have reasons for everything that I say, unlike some people. So, I like the match. I thought it was a good match because to me, it did tell a story. The story was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn actually working together to use their handicap advantage on AJ Styles, but it ended up backfiring on them when the referee thought that Kevin Owens was tagged in, and then he got in the ring and attacked AJ Styles when he wasn't the legal man, but because he came in and attacked AJ Styles, the referee thought he was the legal man because he wasn't supposed to be in the ring if he wasn't the legal man, which led to the quote unquote mistake by the referee and AJ Styles getting the win.
Yeah, but see, that part was the worst part to me because it was like we literally seen Vince strut his ass out there and blow out his damn quads because niggas had an accidental wrong finish at a Royal Rumble. This is at the Royal Rumble event for the heavyweight title, and you let it go down on it as we were watching the instant replays right there. You see, didn't tag him.
You better preach it.
He didn't tag him, and that's supposed to be like that. They just did that with the Usos and Gabriel and them. The other not legal man tagged him. Like it's the same shit.
Right.
God damn.
But the difference is, one of these things was planned, the other was actually a mistake that wasn't supposed to happen.
And it'll be interesting to see the ripple
this is actual mistake, you feel like?
No, I feel like this was supposed to happen. That was all to set up a further angle with them getting into it with Shane, and then Shane being like, yeah, like, you blew your opportunity, I'm not gonna change the decision. The thing where Vince blew his quad out was because they weren't supposed to touch at the same time. Somebody was supposed to win that match. Yeah, that's why he was pissed, because he was like, y'all just fucked up the whole fucking finish of the Royal Rumble because you literally touched at the same time.
Right, but they played it off as Vince came out and just handled the decision. So why couldn't Vince come out and in this too? He couldn't been like, no, that's bullshit. This is for my championship. I can't just let no silly ass shit happen for the championship.
Because that was the ending that was supposed to happen. So why would they overturn it?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's a stupid ass ending. It's like the fucking Terminator.
I mean, you can feel that way if you want to, but I mean, I understood it, because as we now know, hindsight 2020, after they bitched at fucking, Shane, and Shane was just like, nope, not changing anything, then we lead into the SmackDown with them having dissension in the ranks and Sammy walking out on Kevin Owens and all that shit. So anyway,
it's go time.
I give it a 3.5. I thought it was a decent match, all things considered, but obviously my co-hosts disagree with me. But anyway, next match.
It was sideways thumb. Doesn't get a thumbs down. It gets the bar thumb.
With your crooked smile. So next up is the Usos versus Gable and Benjamin.
Usos, Benjamin.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team championship.
Yeah, isn't that the one that ended funny?
Yes.
Yeah, like it ended like maybe it wasn't supposed to end like that. But then again,
I don't think that match was supposed to end that way.
Well, I thought
really
that, but then watching SmackDown, they didn't try to do anything or try to resolve the rivalry. So it seems like it's over. So it's like, okay, well, they're on to the bludgeons now. So I figured well, maybe I don't know, maybe it wasn't supposed to end at that moment per se, but they were still supposed to win it. I don't know. I mean, it was decent. It was another 3-star to me. Average match. I mean, they didn't have as many spots. They did all the best spots with those two already. Like with Chad and them doing the rolling things and the double kicks and jumping over the one brother to do the splash, and did it all when it comes to them 4. So it was just okay. Y'all really just want to y'all want to try to tear the house down, but you can't really tear the house down when we've seen it already. So I'm gonna say 3 stars. They put on a show, but it ended kind of funky. Don't know what's going on with that, and like it was done like its last 3 pay-per-views, honestly.
Yeah. My issue with it, we've already talked about the ending. I don't know. Here's the thing. Even if it is supposed to end that way, if you end it in a way that has people questioning, was that supposed to end that way, that usually means it didn't go well. Because fans aren't supposed to leave a match wondering, did they just botch that finish? We're never supposed to think that. Not to say it doesn't happen, botches happen, but we're never supposed to blatantly know something was a botch. That's not the point. So if I'm sitting here wondering, man, did they just botch the finish of that match and count to 3 when they weren't supposed to? That's usually, even if that was the actual outcome, that's not a good sign if I'm thinking it wasn't supposed to be the outcome because they didn't make it look right. So my issue with the match, I guess, if I had to, other than that, I would have liked to seen Gable and Benjamin at least win 1 out of the 3 falls. Like, it seemed kind of stupid. Like, why would you do a 2 out of 3 falls match and then have the Usos win 2 falls? Like, that defeats the purpose. That doesn't make any sense to me. So
the only reason I could see them doing that was literally to put the emphasis of the lockdown, like everybody's done, and then of course now the Bludgeons is on the back, or they're
I guess it could be that, but that's, and even if it's that, that's kind of a weak reason to do it. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It's a 3-star match, nothing special.
Are we talking about the Usos in our match? I was on the phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man, I was highly, and I do mean highly, highly disappointed. I didn't get that match no stars. Call me what you want to call me. Fuck them in them matches. I didn't get that match no motherfucking stars. That's how disappointed I was in my match. Call me what you want. I don't give a fuck. I was terribly disappointed. I mean, I was disappointed. Literally disappointed. I wanted to cry. My feelings was hurt.
He probably did cry. He just don't want to admit it.
I was looking forward to actually watching.
Yeah, I did think that was going to be one of the better matches of the night. Definitely didn't get what I signed up for in that one.
That was not what I said. Right, that's not what I paid my network for you to botch. The first part was cool. And then for you to turn around 2 seconds later and then this, no, bitch, no, no. You access denied, you get no rating for me. No.
Okay.
Well, there you have it.
Well, that brings us to...
Now, that's my baby daddies, but no, they I don't know what the fuck happened. No, nope.
Okay, alright.
No.
Well...
Don't try to fucking rush me off, motherfucker.
I mean, if you have nothing more important to say than that you were disappointed, then...
That was very important, that's all I had to say, goddammit.
Yeah, whatever.
You gotta be disrespectful all your life.
I hear you.
Gotta be disrespectful all your life.
I hear you, or whatever.
Now we moving on to the men's Royal Rumble. That was the men's
Royal Rumble. All right.
Oh, the men's
Now,
ones, they have it
how would
first.
we rate that? How would we actually rate that?
Yeah, I mean, you rate it with you rate it with stars, just like anything else. But I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to go off of because it's a much longer match and more surprise factor and shit. But yeah, I got the list right here though, so let's go through it. All right, so men's Royal Rumble. Starting out, contestant number 1 was Rusev from SmackDown.
One by one.
Contestant number 2 is Finn Balor from Raw. So they go back and forth for a while. Then we have Rhino come in from Raw. Then Baron Corbin comes in. Baron Corbin gets eliminated, throws a temper tantrum, injures, or not injures, but basically beats down everyone because he throws a temper tantrum. You got Heath Slater gets basically collateral damage when Baron Corbin's doing that and gets knocked out for the next like 27 hours. This was all to set up Elias coming out and doing one of his dumbass promo songs that I hate.
What is the point?
I hate him. I hate everything about his character. I wish horrible, evil things on him and no one else but him. So, number 7 was Andrade Almas from NXT, which was a nice appearance because I definitely didn't think he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. That was a surprise. Number 8, we had Bray Wyatt. Number 9 was Big E from the New Day. Number 10 was Sami Zayn. Actually, it was Ty Dillinger, but then you saw Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beating him up as a part of their basically like they're still angry after the decision of the earlier match, so they beat up Ty Dillinger and then Sami takes his spot.
Yeah,
then you had Sheamus.
That was corny.
Yeah. So then you had Sheamus, then Xavier Woods from the New Day, then you had Apollo Crews. Number 14 was the eventual winner, spoiler alert, Shinsuke Nakamura from SmackDown. Number 15 was Cesaro. 16 was Kofi Kingston. Now that completes the New Day, thank God. No more of them. 17 was the worst fucking wrestler in the company, Jinder Mahal. Number 18 was Seth Rollins, who had some fire pants, both literally and figuratively. Them jumps were fresh. 19 was Woken Matt Hardy. Number 20 was John Cena, aka Mr. Free Agent, which is another crock of shit, but fuck John Cena, can't stand your ass. Number 21 was the first real surprise of the evening, other than Almas, which was the Hurricane made a comeback appearance, which was nice. Even though he got eliminated immediately by John Cena, but still, it was nice to see the Hurricane for 2.5 seconds.
I don't know about anybody.
Number 22 was Aiden English. Number 23, this was even a bigger surprise, Adam Cole, who I don't know how this motherfucker was walking after that match he went through on NXT's pay-per-view, but this man came up, taped up ribs and all, like he was a champion, so mad respect to Adam Cole.
Right.
Randy Orton was number 24. 25 was Titus O'Neil. 26 was The Miz, who I hate with a passion. I hope he dies. Number 27 number 27 was the other big surprise return, which was Rey Mysterio. Shout out to Ray. Number 28 was Boomin' Veins. Number 29 was Goldust, and number 30 was, I guess, supposed to be a surprise, Dolph Ziggler, because he hasn't been on TV in a couple weeks, but not really that surprising. I feel like they missed the bar.
And then got eliminated immediately.
Yeah, I feel like they missed the bar here. The right person won the Royal Rumble, but I feel like being in Philadelphia, there was. Yes, you did. Okay. Is it your turn yet? I thought I was still talking. Thanks for cutting me off. I feel like they missed the bar with, like, they easily could have had Sabu or Tommy Dreamer or somebody from ECW outside of Rhino, who actually is in the company of WWE, come out for the Royal Rumble. They kind of missed an opportunity there. I did like that they had the only 2 NXT people were actually, like, really nice surprises at least, but And it was nice to see Rey Mysterio. I kind of had a feeling he was going to show up just because I had heard he got out of his contract in Mexico, so I kind of figured he'd be coming back to the WWE sooner or later. But overall, I enjoyed the match. Like I said, I agree with Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble, so that was a good decision that they didn't fuck him over and have Roman Reigns win. I gave the overall Rumble a 4 stars.
You want to go B or me?
I mean, you know, the petty one called it. Knock knock was gonna win it. You know, I called it weeks ago. And if you don't believe me, you can go back to the petty review from Night of Champions and petty review from Survivor Series. I've made that known already. Several different occasions. Overall, I actually liked the paper. I actually liked the Royal Rumble. I really did. That was the Royal Rumble match. I loved it. You know, I'm mad I didn't give my man Hurricane no time to shine, to enjoy his and his ambience. You know, but you know, it was cool. You shut the hell up, okay? I like the Hurricane. He's a nice little fella. You know, and that's what I got to say.
You would like the fucking Hurricane.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
The crowd is in full throat, and the
you would like the guy who's a cruiserweight trying to do choke slams on people.
He's very entertaining. I don't know what you say. He is very entertaining.
Yeah.
Can't take that from him.
Yeah, he's entertaining in the way that Batman's entertaining.
And what a great way to start us off.
It.
Tag team
You
match
fucking
on the
tried
way.
it. Hurricane is not stale. Dylon. You did the fuck. You tried it.
I mean, I rock with the NXT debuts, or not debuts, but appearances. Almas and Adam Cole, they both did get a lot of time. Like you said, I didn't think Cole was going to be able to show up, let alone get in there and put some work in. So that was up. Zigzag back, but it was like I thought you were holding out so you get a better stock in the company. You just came in to sell and get thrown out quick anyway. So I feel like somebody much better could have came out at 30. He could have surprised everybody like back at 15 or something and got beat up until 30 or something. I don't know.
Like the one person I was expecting, he didn't show up. They didn't want him in.
Who?
Which I was a little disappointed. Alex the Black.
Well, you know what? I'm surprised he didn't. I'm definitely surprised he didn't get to go, especially over Adam. Not saying Adam didn't deserve it, but it was like, bruh, this man should be on rest, possibly with a brace on.
But but other than that, like I said, I gave it a 4. And Jose, is your turn for this talk. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I gave it same thing. I gave it a 4. It was a good Rumble. What's the name? It was. I really didn't know who was going to win until it started narrowing down. Once it got down to Finn knocking the two glory heads, then I was like, okay, Nakamura's going to win. But until then, they had me worried there for a minute that my boy not going to go get the John done. I was excited because I was thinking like maybe Finn was going to do it, but once I seen it was him, Nakamura, it was a wrap. I was like, yeah, they ain't going to show my boy that much love. They don't like that accent. So, yeah, but 4 stars though.
Okay, 4s across the board. They ain't getting no 10s, but 4s across the board. Okay. And what was after that match? Oh gosh, that match. Oh gosh.
We had the Bar versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I gotta give them stars? Can I just say no comment?
You can if you want to.
Okay,
that's completely up to you.
Alright, that's cool. No comment. You know, that was a waste of my time. After like halfway through, and I seen my baby daddy grabbing his head, it was like, bitch, I'm gonna go finish making my steak.
God, you and these goddamn baby daddy comments. You can only have one baby daddy. What the fuck?
Shit. First of all, I'm black, and as a black person, you can have as many baby daddies as you want.
You're ignorant for that comment. You're ignorant for that comment. Oh my god, I hate you. Alright, so you got a no comment going on that match,
I got
fine.
No comment.
Alright.
It shouldn't take long at all. This should take at least 2 minutes for y'all to discuss this. This is not going to take long at all.
Oh well, I mean, for me, I'll give you. To me, it was personally the worst match of the night, the weekend, all that. I don't see what was the point. If he's, all I gotta say is that when it comes out that Jason Jordan is really Kurt Angle's real son, the angle is real, but they telling us it's fake because they don't want to embarrass Kurt for real. So they just see how it goes over before they really announce to the world. Because the only reason that this man keeps getting opportunities is because the way he looks. And that it. I mean, he.
Oh god damn! Shut up, B.
I mean, I'm not knocking him. He did great work in American Alpha, but at the same time, he hasn't really shown me anything as a singles wrestler. And his whole gimmick has been, "Dad, give me opportunity. Oh, I'm hurt. I fucked that one up. Dad, give me another one. Oh yeah, I'm hurt." Like nigga, you want more opportunities than Enzo was handing out. Like what do you need?
So many opportunities.
Did we even have to mention that, Roach? Did we really
We did actually have to mention it because he was supposed to be on the card, but he didn't show up for obvious reasons.
And I'm so happy his ass got fired.
Yeah, we know you don't. We know you don't like him, you spiteful motherfucker. But that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, so I just didn't understand the point of keep giving him a match for him to be hurt and then just for it to play on him being hurt. This is the most egregious example of them overdoing this injury shit. Like if he's hurt, how do you replace a hurt? How do you take some?
I don't think he's hurt.
But I'm saying, how does a hurt person replace a hurt person to get hurt on accident? I mean, to get hurt in the storyline. Like
I honestly don't think he's hurt.
Like it's too. You don't even know what's real. Is Ambrose really hurt, or is he out doing his own personal life thing?
Ambrose is really hurt.
Okay, so Ambrose then is Jordan really hurt, or did he really get a concussion, or is he concussion to cover up for him really being hurt, or is he not hurt at all and they just playing a hurt ankle? Too much going on for no action. Who, Ambrose?
I think he's
well, no, I'm saying, Jordan. All right, well, look. See, go take some, please. Go ahead. Right. Take the time off needed. So, I'm tired of you mucking up my Raw.
How many stars?
Stars on that match? I'll give it. I'll give it a one. I'll give it one. Yeah, one for. I'll give a half to. I'll give a half to each thumb in the bar. And so 1 star.
Okay, so it's 1. Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this match was terrible. As you can tell by the other speakers, they didn't really enjoy the match, and there's a reason for that. This match was definitely the authors of pain match, so to speak, of this pay-per-view card. But it was just terrible. Like it was the fact that they played on the injury angle literally like
the whole match,
back-to-back nights. Where it was an issue the entire match of, oh, he's got a concussion, he can't feel his legs, he's woozy. And basically it just led to Seth Rollins like putting up a good fight for being 1-on-2 the entire match.
He became the AJ Styles and Sami Zayn match all over again.
Man, like I was not a fan of the angle. I don't know if Jordan is really hurt. That's what I heard, is that he's injured and that's why they had that happen. But as Matt said, if he's really hurt, then they shouldn't have even had the match. Like that was just a dumbass fucking way to do the angle. So I gave it a 1 star. It was a terrible fucking match. I give it 1 star on the merit of Seth Rollins' pants, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds next match, we've got Brock Lesnar versus Kane versus Braun. The triple threat match.
I'll go first on this match.
Okay.
Oh, hey, boo!
I'll give this match.
They got your boy on there talking about Cassius.
I'll give this. I'll give this match a 2.5, simply because Braun was in it. I honestly fell asleep on it. It bored me to sleep, literally. Like, and then for him to win anyways, like Like it was like I was watching it, and then I was trying to hold on, and then I closed my eyes, and when I opened my eyes, the entire set was destroyed. But other than that, it was just like, okay. So I have to give it 2.5. I don't got anything to say because most of it I was asleep.
Well, I'll go next because Sean's gonna be long.
You know I'm always long.
I know. Anyway, so like, whoa.
Yeah. Right.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but
I personally didn't like this match. They had a good build up, but yet
right.
executed was horrible. That build up was beautiful.
Such a good build up.
To me, y'all know how I feel towards Brock Lesnar. I never held out a secret. You know, the bitch gotta go. That's why I can't wait to WrestleMania so that bitch can be gone and we actually can have a real current champion or whatever.
Named Ronda Rousey.
No, name fucking, I don't even want to say her name, but I guess out there, Roman fucking Reigns. And she's going to be the champion at Mania. Mark my words. There are my predictions again. Mark it. Roman Reigns will become champion at WrestleMania. Write it down for you guys who's listening. He's gonna win.
Who the fuck are these Usher-looking motherfuckers right now?
Saying, mark my words, but I mean, they didn't make Braun Strowman look as strong as he could have looked. You built him up to be this big monster among men, but you're making him look like, you know, he could be anybody except for the champion. Like, bitch, no.
I was say, yeah, he do all this damage until it's time for the match, and then the match comes around and he just can't do all the destruction no more. He just out there wrestling.
No, I mean, he beats everybody. He beats everybody he come across.
That's what I'm saying. Until it becomes the match, and then all of a sudden.
Like, no, we don't want you as champion. And like, basically, when they're about to end the match, oh, bro, you're not gonna win right now. Make sure Brock Lesnar win. Bitch, I'll walk out of the match. No, you're not about to play with my time like that. I don't give a fuck you paid me or not. You're not about to play with my time and my emotions. You got me on the card to win. I expect to win. Don't fucking tell me, oh, 2 minutes for the match over. Oh no, you gotta put Brock over. Bitch, what? Who are you talking to?
I mean, I don't think they did that. I think everyone
that's all speculation, folks.
Right, that's purely speculation on his part, but okay.
Yeah, but you know, when Brock threw that knee, I mean, when Braun threw that knee in Brock's face, yeah. and then Brock responded with that motherfucking straight right hand, and I'm like, I'll give it to Strowman. That nigga didn't fall. My man didn't fall. He stumbled, but he ain't fall.
He dropped to a fucking knee, though.
He dropped to a knee, but he ain't fall. He was like, yeah, I want another one. Call him DJ Khaled, another one. Yeah, that's how I took it. Yeah. But yeah, I gave that match 3 stars, and that's being nice. I wasn't gonna give it 2.5, but you know,
you're being
I gotta stop being an asshole and stop being so petty. But that's just my life. That's just my livelihood, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I make my
money. Yeah, that's just how I make my money, you know. Some people are hoes, some people are sluts, and I'm just petty, you know. We all make our money.
I hear you.
There. But it's your turn, Sean. Go ahead, do what you going to do.
Alright, so I gave it 2.5. It was pretty much what I expected. Lots of carnage, people getting put through announcer tables and shit like that. I actually disagree. I feel like they did put Braun over as the monster among men because he pretty much did whatever he wanted to whoever he wanted. Notice he's not the one who lost the match. Kane's the person who ended up getting pinned.
Absolutely, but how can you put a guy over that's already over?
Because he obviously, well, first off, he's not over with everyone. So even though you like him, you can't say he's over because he's not over with everyone. But also, there's a point where you have to save face, and if you have him getting dismantled by Brock in this match, for example, then he loses all his credibility and people won't like him. So even if he is already over, you have to keep him over by maintaining that level of performance. So that's what I feel like they did.
I smell bullshit, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
You can smell. Well, you need to stop going around the farms.
It's all on your upper lip, but go ahead.
No, motherfucker, it's on your upper lip. You're the one who gets dirty Sanchez's, you nasty motherfucker.
So,
anyway, so to me, pretty much what I expected. Lots of people getting put through tables, lots of power wrestling, not a lot of technique. I will say that opening to the match with Braun catching him with that knee and then Brock throwing him that two-piece combo to the chin, that shit was real, man. I don't give a fuck what they say. Braun, I don't know if Braun meant to hit him for real with the knee or not, but Brock openly meant to hit that motherfucker in the chin for real when he threw those two punches.
They got backstage cheat. They really don't like each other. That's what I figured. That's what I learned.
No shit, they don't like each other because Braun's sitting here talking about get this bitch out of here. I'm ready to be champion.
Yeah, because Braun feel how I feel. Exactly.
Because Brock over here, Brock is not even a fighting champion. Like, you can't call yourself a fighting champion when you wrestle 3 times a fucking year. Like, whatever. Anyway, I mean, I like Brock. Don't get me wrong. I'm probably the only Brock fan in the fucking world, but I can even admit it's a little bit stale when you're wrestling for 3 or 4 pay-per-views out of the year. You hardly ever show up to Raw unless it's to set up an angle for a pay-per-view. And, I mean, I felt like they missed the bar on this one simply because all of the cool spots were done on Raw before the match ever happened. Like, Kane coming out and chokeslamming Brock, and Brock sitting back up and mocking him. Then you had Braun coming in with a goddamn grappling hook and tearing down the scaffolding on top of the motherfuckers. Like, all the awesome shit that happened was before the match. So, to me, it was a 2.5.
That's cool. So, I'm going to ask you two, World, Facebook, you're going to like it, you're going to share it, you're going to subscribe. I want you people to help me get a job to be a writer for WWE. And I'm going to tell you why. I am one of the biggest wrestling fans out there. Everybody knows that. That's my sports of sports. Some people got basketball, their sports of sports. Some has football as their sports of sports. Mine's is wrestling, okay?
Could have fooled me. I thought you just like certain people.
I can approve this shit, okay? I can approve it, and I'm going to move this from this goddamn PG era because we don't need this. We have too much good talent out here today for some PG stuff. No, you can't do a drop kick because you might break somebody's chest cavity, or you can't do a straight punch because you might literally knock somebody out. You know, it's just the stupid shit. We don't got time for that. We want something like, we want to see some blood without them bullshit referees putting on motherfucking gloves. You know, that irks my soul. When somebody gets busted open, they put on the motherfucking gloves nowadays. That shit irks my fucking soul.
You're not trying to transmit no disease.
Because you know it's the truth. You know it's the goddamn truth. If somebody get busted open, they put on them gloves real quick. Bitch, what are you doing? What are you scared of? But you know,
they're not trying to catch the hurt.
How petty. Help Petty get a job at WWE.
I mean, that's them trying to portray real sports, like how they find people for hitting refs now. Like, really, you find somebody from pushing the ref. You really did that? Okay, this is WWE.
But you want to bring back the XFL? I mean, the XFL. You want to bring back the XFL though? Really? Bitch, I can't take you serious. I can't take you serious.
He tried to get his paper up. Leave this alone.
He needs to tear down his economy and rebuild his economy. He wants to be an alien.
Yeah, he wants to be more money.
I'm sorry, but thank you, Dylon, because that's something Dylon would say, but thank you. You know, but that's just what that is. That's something that Dylon would say.
Okay. Well, if you ever get the chance to recommend someone to being a writer, and you recommend B, let me just know that you do not know the evil that you will unleash upon the world.
The pettiness.
If B ever makes it to
good TV. No. Bitch, that'd be good TV.
If B ever makes it to creative, all hell would freeze over. Sasha Banks would be in every match. She would be the undefeated champion of champions.
She would be the men's heavyweight champion.
She be hey, if he had it his way, Sasha Banks would be Universal Champion and beat Brock Lesnar, exactly. So please don't put him on creative, because
I just don't like her. I just don't like her. You know, I just don't like her.
You are so ignorant. You're so ignorant calling a man her. I guarantee you would not say that shit to Brock Lesnar's face.
How much you want to bet?
I'll bet you a fucking WrestleMania ticket you won't say it to his face, because I know you won't.
He openly
You
would.
will not go up to Brock Lesnar's face and say, listen, I mean, you a female and I just don't like you or whatever. You will not say that to his face.
I mean, he would, because Brock couldn't touch him without going to jail.
I won't say that. I won't say that to Brock Lesnar. I won't say that shit to no Braun Strowman. What the fuck?
Then you're a goddamn fool, because Brock Lesnar's an actual fighter. Braun Strowman just lifts weights.
Yeah,
I am more afraid of Brock than I am of Braun.
Brock can't touch you because he's registered.
No, okay. You ain't seen Rocky 5? Touch me and I'll sue, punk.
Listen, again, I'll say what the fuck I want to say.
Yeah, whatever, B.
Damn it.
You all bark and no bite, but whatever.
We'll see. I can show you better than I can tell you.
Uh-huh.
Now, we're going on to what I was hoping for, and I'm so happy I was alive and got to see it, was the motherfucking Women's Royal Rumble.
Yep, Women's Rumble, first time ever.
Yes.
Big things for the ladies, big things.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
I got my list for this one too.
Hold on. Let Sean go down his list, and then we go from there.
Right. So starting off.
We got 17 minutes to cover this.
Alright, so starting off the match, we got Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Number 3 was Sarah Logan from the Riot Squad. Number 4 was Mandy Rose from Absolution. Number 5, the first Hall of Fame surprise entry, was Lita, which was awesome to see. Number 6 was Kairi Sane, and pretty surprising considering she wasn't even on the NXT pay-per-view. I didn't really expect to see her in the Royal Rumble, but she showed up. Number 7 was Tamina. Number 8 was Dana Brooke. Number 9 was Tori Wilson, another retro, surprise. 10 was Sonya Deville. 11 was Liv Morgan. 12 was Molly Holly, which was probably the biggest surprise of the whole damn thing, because I really didn't think she was going to show up.
I'm sorry.
13 was Lana. 14 was Michelle McCool. 15 was Ruby Riott. 16, probably the worst entry in the whole damn thing, was Vicky Guerrero. I'm sorry. I respect Vicky. I get it. You have to basically let her do what she wants after Eddie died. I get it. But there was no reason for her to be in this goddamn match. That was stupid. That was a waste of talented space right there.
It was just there. But go ahead.
It was just filler. Yeah, it was just filler.
Yeah.
So then you got Carmella, Natalya, Kelly, Naomi. By the way, Kelly looks like she has not changed at all. That was nice to see. Jacqueline, which was nice to see. Nia Jax, Ember Moon, which was crazy. How's this bitch wrestling with one arm right now in the Royal Rumble? Beth Phoenix. Right, Beth Phoenix, which was nice to see. Shout out to Beth Phoenix. 25 was the eventual winner of the Women's Rumble, Asuka, which was kind of predictable, but hey. Mickie James was 26, 27 was Nikki Bella returning, 28 was Brie Bella returning, 29 was Bayley, and 30 was, as expected, Trish Stratus, because, it was pretty much a given she was going to show up. So, that's the whole list of the Women's Rumble. A lot more surprises than the men's division had.
Yeah, a lot more surprises. They all had their little bits. Honestly, I can only complaint I can think about the Rumble is that they did the Tamina super greasy. Other than that, I loved every bit of it. That's it. I knew.
I know Sean's gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say. I already know it. And then once we say it, you're gonna agree to it, because you're gonna be like, yeah, you're right. Which was the only negative about it was that the women just kept sliding underneath the ring.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that shit. They would
like,
keep.
yeah.
Yeah, they was dragging their time out by going under the ring, letting some shit happen, and then getting
Right.
back into the ring. Yeah, they did. They did
But
work the hell out of that, but
although that's smart, although that's smart, especially for the Royal Rumble, but they just kept doing it a little bit too often. And I can honestly say, honestly say, and Sean might give me applause for this. My baby mama, my wifey Sasha, she did the most.
well, of
And that
course.
bitch was smart. That bitch was smart. My bitch was smart. Because she
Oh
knew
yeah.
what she had to fight on Monday night. But we didn't get the Raw yet. But she knew what was coming. But, you know, yeah.
Well, I mean, but that shit, she was in it from 1 to 30, and then beyond. So of course she was gonna be taking them breaks. Her and Becky were the two people I really wasn't worried about it. It was everybody else in between. I was like, why the hell do y'all keep going out? Because there was times when it was like Nia in the ring by herself, and she should have just been dog walking people the entire time. Which I am glad and proud of creative that they didn't just have her go in there and get some weak ass. Yeah, I'm glad she didn't get no weak ass Tamina role, but she did get to go in there and be a monster finally. But she still, I feel like she still could have lasted a little longer.
That's like one of the only. That's like only the two other things I'm disappointed about. That I wanted to see the standoff again and let Nia Jackson Tamina fight, and also and let let it be like a blast from the past, and let Trish and Lita like be in the ring together, and let them two just square off in the Rumble.
Hell
You
yeah.
gotta know how much of that would have been so much like the crowd
Lita would have had
more
the
hype than what it was.
Lita would have had. They should have had Lita come out 28 for real. And then, cause then her and doing that, cause Lita did a big bit with a bunch of twist of fates and a moonsault and all that. She could have did all that. A lot. Her and Trish doing their long little bits could have took up all that time while other girls were laid up on the floor on the other side of the ring. And then, yeah. So I mean, that would have been cool. But I mean, other than that, I ain't had no. Yeah, I ain't had no complaints. I mean, honestly, I was very surprised that there was no BS angle like the Money in the Bank where somebody's manager or friend or husband or whoever the hell came out and aided them. I liked that Naomi still in the Kofi Kingston because I knew somebody was gonna do it. It made sense that Naomi did it. Yeah, I'll say it was right for her.
You like one time in, Sean? You like want to agree or disagree, Sean? You just gonna get there and be quiet? Or you gonna wait till your turn? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm waiting my turn. Unlike some people, you know, I actually show respect.
I'm timing in on all your shit. It don't matter. Okay.
But I mean, I give it a 4.5. I mean, I guess I could justify giving it a 5 off the history aspect, but I don't know. I'll stick with the 4.5.
All right.
Go ahead, Sean. I'm gonna close it out.
I gave it a 4.
What the fuck are you?
Bitch, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I'm gonna give it a 4. Are you serious?
I gave it a 4.
Why? I need reasons. I need fucking reasons. And they better be no bullshit, because I'm calling you out on it.
Sasha Banks was in the match too long.
Oh, bitch, you definitely tried it. Okay, continue. Continue. Go ahead, oh, bitch, you definitely tried it. Go ahead. Come on.
Okay. I mean, you already said, like, they were using the whole sliding under the ropes thing too much. It got super fucking repetitive and annoying after a while. I feel like they missed some opportunities with having interactions. Like, it was cool to see Trish and Mickie James, but I would have rather seen Lita and Mickie James have a moment than Trish and Mickie James have a moment. So that was kind of a letdown. Some of the women, with all due respect to what they did for the women's division and, you know, paving the way, some of the women, it was obvious, did not belong there because they were not really still in wrestling shape anymore. So that, to me, in a way, did diminish the match, to be honest.
Yes. I'll give you that because I definitely could have seen Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, and a few other names over.
Right. You're right. We discussed that Sunday too. We discussed that right before it came on.
So I'm not gonna throw anybody directly under the bus on that one, but you know who you are.
It's a petty for me. You
know who you are. You know who you are, sweeties.
So don't say who they are.
Nah, Tori.
Well, I mean,
Tori.
Good.
Tori had like 2 botches within the first 3 minutes of being in the ring.
Oh, and that's the case. So did Michelle McCool. You can't say that.
Exactly. I'm agreeing with you. Yes, exactly.
Okay, I was about to say. Okay.
So did Kelly, as sweet as she looks and all that. So basically, the only people who
botched straight through the door.
Well, Carmella is a walking botch machine, but that's beside the point. So, I mean, I know you like her shoe choices because she's always rocking J's, but Carmella's not exactly the most technically sound wrestler.
But you see, she bounced back, though, because she had the J's on.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, shit! Next week, Undisputed Era versus Sanity. Let's go. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's basically it. Just, like, I feel like there were some missed opportunities. I feel like people could have gotten... Okay, this is a personal bias one, just like you always have to talk about how much you like Sasha. I love Becky Lynch, and they fucked her over in this match. They did my girl wrong.
Yeah, they definitely did her.
I like Becky, but they just always fuck her over.
And they make a habit out of this at this point, to where I'm getting kind of fucking frustrated seeing her always get fucked over. Like, you couldn't fuck over somebody else this time. Y'all just fucked her over at Survivor Series. So that was irritating. I do agree with Asuka winning. I don't really have an issue with that. I think it was kind of an obvious choice. I know you do, because you wanted Sasha to win. But, you know, it's okay to be wrong every once in a while, B. But, so I don't have a problem with Asuka winning it, because, you know, it's the whole undefeated streak angle thing going on. But yeah, no, I didn't like having it come down to her and the Bellas, though. Like,
right? What the
what? Like, the Bellas who
John Cena.
This bitch hasn't been in a match in like 2.5 years, because she's been married and had a baby with fucking Daniel Bryan. This other bitch has been. But this other bitch has been injured literally, and is, you know, supposedly bunned up with John Cena and shit. Like, I just didn't get it. I mean, it was nice to see them make an appearance, but I feel like they could have easily made an appearance earlier in the match and had the same exact impact of, hey, look, they're making a comeback, but not have them be in the spotlight at the end of the match when they really weren't deserving of it.
Right, yeah. I mean, for me, it should have ended with Becky, Bayley, Sasha, Asuka. Sasha's screwing over them two to make her heel turn, and then Asuka winning.
Right, and that would have been fine. And even if you want to say, okay, we didn't want Asuka to be too much in the finish of the match because her and Asuka were about to have a match the next night on Raw, okay, so you can reverse that and say it's okay, it comes down to Asuka and Becky, and have them go at it for like 5 minutes before one of them gets eliminated to finally win the Rumble, you know?
Right.
So, you know, I just feel like they had some missed opportunities there. Now, that being said, it was nice to see Trish do her thing, because, you know, Trish will always be my favorite diva just because she had that rockin' ass body. And it was nice to see Lita do a moonsault and do some twist of fates again. That
even though she almost killed her damn self again doing that moonsault. She got to get some lift on that damn moonsault.
Yeah, she got to get more lift off there.
She made me nervous as hell.
I'll chalk that up to she's rusty. I'll chalk that up to she's rusty.
I thought she was about to die. The hell with Rusty.
I'll put it this way: she's so rusty she could give you tetanus right now. So you know, so it is what it is. So it is what it is. But the real letdown of this match, and this is gonna probably surprise people because of what I'm gonna say. The letdown of the match was they come into the ring. And they have, though, by the way, we didn't mention this, Charlotte and Alexa were at ringside the whole time.
Well, I was actually about to shout that out. I was going to shout out Charlotte's lyric because she's funny as hell with the face action.
Charlotte was great, and Alexa's my goddess, so, you know, I was happy to see both
even
of them
though she didn't do shit.
She could have did better at ringside. She could have did so much better at ringside. I'm sorry.
You're just never happy with
I'll
her.
give
But
you
that's
that
okay.
one, B. She didn't do shit.
No, she could have.
What's her name? Charlotte was funny. Alexa was just
Charlotte
there.
did everything.
I'll give
Charlotte
you that
made
one.
You look at ringside. Alexa had so many chances to do something like a facial expression or move her chair over or something. Although she's a goddess, she's supposed to be a heel. Make yourself be a heel and a bad guy. You know, make yourself look. But,
Never satisfied.
Whatever.
You can't. She could cure cancer, and you would find a way to say it was not a good thing. So whatever your opinion
pharmaceutical
is.
companies out of business.
Yeah, your opinion is your opinion when it comes to Alexa. I've just taken it with a grain of salt. But so you have them come out, and they're supposed to decide, who. Oh, to go back to the men's rumble, Nakamura said he wants to challenge AJ Styles for the WWE Championship.
Oh God, I forgot about this part.
But yeah,
all right, we gotta wrap it up after this part.
Yeah,
so I wasn't gonna say this part until because I was last time gonna say this part afterwards.
Right. So she comes into the ring and she is supposed to decide like who she's gonna go after. Is she gonna go after Alexa on Raw, or is she gonna go after Charlotte for her WrestleMania match? And out comes Ronda Rousey. Now,
that killed my whole mood.
I'm a big Ronda Rousey fan. I love Ronda Rousey. But this was just so wrong in so many ways.
That
like having her come out, in
basically like a year.
Right, like having her come out after the match instead of being in the Rumble. Like,
what the
if you were gonna do that, you could have had her come out on Raw the next night and not take the spotlight away from Asuka during the match. Or after the match. Having her come out, she doesn't even say anything. She just points at the WrestleMania sign like I'm going to WrestleMania. Okay, who are you gonna wrestle at WrestleMania because you haven't earned anything?
Well, and my thing is, you come out with the Roddy Piper shit on, you can't talk. Then you don't even it's not only the fact that you don't talk, nor were you in the Rumble, and nor were you pointing at the fucking sign like a damn mime. You kept on trying to shake everybody's fucking hand. I'm under the assumption you're supposed to be heel when you come in.
And that's what I respect Asuka for. So I started to shake Asuka's hand. Asuka was like, no, bitch.
Yeah. I'm glad Asuka slapped that little sweet shit. Like, what is you doing?
Yeah, no, that didn't make any sense. And the biggest thing for me was she didn't even make any sense. Like, who is she challenging? Like, are you challenging Asuka at WrestleMania? Are you supposed to be challenging Alexa at WrestleMania? Are you supposed to be challenging Charlotte at WrestleMania? Nobody knows what the fuck you're doing at WrestleMania because you didn't talk.
She gonna be at that bitch pointing.
Whoever Asuka doesn't fight at Mania, she's gonna fight the person. So if Asuka fights Charlotte, Alexa's fighting.
But you didn't let Asuka say who she's fighting.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. That just fucked up my whole vibe. But that's why to me it was only a 4-star.
The other thing that also pissed me off about that was that damn big ass leather coat. What the fuck was she had a damn? She had on bronze coat. What was the point of that? I don't get it.
Okay, so basically, Roddy, from what I read,
Piper gave her the coat.
Roddy Piper's son gave her that coat because he knew that she was debuting, and
he probably pissed at that dumbass.
Apparently, that she was like he was a big fan of hers, and
yeah, no, they actually did have a relationship. Like he actually told her that it was okay to use his nickname and things like that. So they have a history.
Yeah, so basically he gave her the coat. So I understood that. Okay, that makes sense. But bitch, don't use his name. Bitch, come out on your own accord. You from fucking what MMA? You UFC? You from there? You got a good fan base.
Well, that's what she was using while she was there, though. Was Rowdy Ronda Rousey. But the fact that she stole his moniker and all that type of stuff was weak to me.
Stupid as fuck.
Like you can still, if you're gonna be rowdy, come out as Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Don't be Roddy Piper Rousey. Ronda, whatever the fuck you are now. I don't know.
All right. Well, Sean, you gave it 4 stars. I'm gonna give it a 4.9. I'm giving it a 4.9.
And I gave it a 4.5. But
I'm giving it a 4.9 just because of how the women kept saving themselves by going through the second rope and going under the rope. That's just what it is. But other than that, to me, the women's Rumble was up there with the men's. I really don't have too much to say about it, like the flaws on it, besides just that one. The legends, the divas that came out, I loved it. Now, the two I wanted to see in it, I couldn't, that didn't show up, was Jazz.
Oh, I was seeing if you had some more smoke, but
because Jazz, she got a lawsuit against them. That's why she wasn't there.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
She had a lawsuit against them for like a chair shot, like the concussion lawsuit. She's in it with them, and Karma, which is Karma.
Yeah, I wanted to see Karma and Nia Jax square off.
I wanted to see between Karma and Tamina, or Karma and Nia Jax. I want to see them square off and just ugh. But that's like basically the only negativity I had about the match. But to me, y'all know I've been craving this and I've been wanting this, and it happened. And I got to see it, and I fucking enjoyed it. To me, it wasn't a letdown whatsoever.
Right.
No, it definitely wasn't a letdown.
4.9. For you motherfuckers that's watching, you get the network for $9.99, and you watch the 2000.
You get your first month for free.
2018 Royal Rumble, and then you also get to get WWE Elimination Chamber for free.
Right, and the Elimination Chamber, they're going with the whole women can do what the men can do. So they actually just announced that Alexa Bliss has to defend her belt in an Elimination Chamber match at the pay-per-view.
Yes, against who?
YouTube Universe, hold up though. Guess what? It's cheaper than motherfucking Netflix. How about that? And you can watch all the wrestling content you want. Whether you a new wrestler fan, you a classic fan from the Attitude Era, or the Golden Era with Hogan and all them Lex Luger, and you can watch WCW, which I'm not a fan of, by the way. But you can watch all that garbage ass wrestling, and then you can go to the extreme and watch like ECW shit when they just burning the tables.
ECW.
Got ball wire matches.
Yeah, they were chanting that like crazy in Philly.
Yeah,
I've had this network since it dropped. I had the network since it dropped, and you can watch all the content you fucking want from all the years, and they keep dropping content every other week. So bam, get the network.
Did you get a contract offer from WWE we didn't know about, motherfucker?
Goddamn,
you plugging the fuck out of these motherfuckers.
I love my network.
Adam Cole.
Okay. Alright. Is that your closing comment, sir? Sir.
Overall, the Royal Rumble to me was a 4-star overall. Just because of everything that happened, the overall pay-per-view to me was a 4 out of 5 stars to me. And this is the petty one, 4 out of 5 stars.
I'm amazed.
All the botches and everything, it's a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fuck Oscar, but I'm happy that you won my wife.
Oh wait, no, I don't. That's a lie. Shit was like I gave it like a 3.5 because them tag matches was mad weak.
Yeah. I gave it like a 3.5.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second.
She's done now.
Okay. Alright, so my little final plug, since I know Matt's got to get going here. My little final plug is, yeah, he's got to go. That's why I was trying to hurry you up, motherfucker. I didn't take my time, damn it. My little shameless plug is, District Gaming, hashtag draft me 2K please. Hashtag bring back the big man. Hashtag make 2K great again. Hashtag local talent DMV stand up. That is my plug for the evening. I'm ready for that combine, you hear me?
I said you hear me, hold on, no. This is your boy in the squad from Shonadon, Petty B, and your boy Jose Inc. We about to be about this thing. Don't forget to get that network and check out the internet, whatever we supposed to just talking about.
For $9.99 a month. That's right. You get 2 pay-per-views for the price of 1.
I said you heard. And I shall see y'all people at the next pay review. I said you hear me, hold on, and we are out.